Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and it is day 18 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. Here is a sketch in the top right hand corner. This is the sketch by Niki Rowland. If I know anything about Niki, it will be linked in the description box down below, as well as the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches and the Facebook group where all of these sketches can be found, so you don't need to worry about trying to, screenshot anything from my video. All of the sketches are loaded into the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. Now, I follow this sketch sort of. I certainly do the vertical design. I've got the two photos, one larger, one smaller, and then I embellish. So I do follow it, I just don't follow it maybe quite as closely. My vertical design is certainly a lot thicker than Niki's sketch, but we make it work. Now, this is a photo of Danny giving Addison a bottle. It was the first bottle that she had. I don't remember. This was on the 8th of April, so 9 days after she was born. She was just having a little bit of expressed milk. Yeah, she still doesn't take a bottle that well. She will take one sometimes, but not that well, so which is fine. I don't need her to, but it is nice sometimes to maybe have Danny do a bottle. I'm starting to do something on a Tuesday night, and while I'm not away for 3 hours, I'm away for, well, it's about bang on 3 hours, so technically she doesn't need a feed in that time. Because it's of the evening, she does get a bit fussy, so I am trying to get her to take a bottle, so we'll see. We'll keep persevering, but she's nearly 6 months old now, so she's, getting obviously longer and longer stretches with her feeds. So that's my photo. Now, it's the exact same photo. I just printed it out in two different sizes, and I wasn't sure what size I wanted to use, and then rather than waste it, I just thought I'd put it on the layout. Otherwise, it would go in landfill. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just layering up my photos with some paper from one of the collections that I am using for my How to Kill a Kit with Style for the month of September. I have nearly killed two of the collections that I was working on, the two smaller ones, and then I've got the Briarwood collection from Rosie Studio, which I haven't, at this point of filming this, I haven't touched it, but I know that I have a few layouts coming up using that collection, but I highly doubt I will kill it. But that's okay, I'll give it a red hot crack. I don't know where I've gone. Could have probably edited this part out. I do edit out some of my next process, so you don't have to watch it all. But basically what I'm going to do is stick down or create my strip in the middle. Now, I am using 6x6 papers from one of these collections. And, I know what I was doing. I was getting Addison out of bed. She'd woken up. The 6x6 paper in these paper pads, I don't know if it's the 6x6 paper or the 12x12 cardstock that I'm using, but the 6x6 paper, two of them doesn't reach the full width of this cardstock, so I end up making it significantly smaller, so it doesn't go right to the top, which Niki's sketch, I know it's a bit hard to tell because there's a white border around it in the top right hand corner there, but her vertical elements do go right to the end of the page, but mine don't. So I do edit out me sticking all of those layers together because it was a little bit time consuming. This Rosie Studio paper is very thin, and so it did tear a bit in a couple of places. I had to distress some of the edges just to hide some of the tearing, but we made it work. But it did take me a while, so I did edit that part out. But all I'm doing is sticking these sections together to create that vertical element. So what else to tell you? All of the family is home. It is school holidays at the moment, so Danny is off work, and it's a Monday, so Lincoln is not at childcare when I'm doing this voiceover. Don't ask me what day the 18th of October is. I don't know, but when I'm doing this voiceover, it's a Monday. And yeah, so everyone's home. So I'm just sneaking in some time to do a voiceover while they're all having lunch and are distracted because my phone is full. I need to free up some space. So I am trying to get these voiceovers done so I can get them off my phone and upload it to YouTube and then film some more. I'm on track to do all 31 days, so I'm very excited about that. So I'm just creating my embellishment clusters now. And so this collection, it had a few pieces that were sort of about men, and so I use a piece that says Family Man, which is the circle element that I'm going to stick down shortly, and then I've got like Handsome and No Other Dad Like You. So a few bits like that. And I tried to there was a bit of yellow in this collection, so I tried to pull some yellow into each of my embellishment clusters and some pink as well, because a couple of the embellishments, like the suitcases that I'm using, also have pink. I had a pink suitcase, and so rather than kind of pretend the pink wasn't there or try and cover it, I just put pink into each of the clusters, and I like it. So there's a tiny pop of pink and a very tiny pop of yellow. Sorry, a tiny pop of pink and a pop of yellow in each of the clusters. And then the rest of sort of the blue, grey tones. And I really like this. So Addison's also wearing yellow, and I just thought it worked well. And then I pull out my title from an old thicker set that I had. Don't ask me what it's called. I think it's like a Bella Boulevard. I don't know. Jelly bean soup maybe. I'm not sure. I've had it for a long time. And so I pulled that out. And so I went with Choose Happiness as my title. And I just had to put the choose down first before I stuck the rest of my embellishments down, because I wanted to make sure that it all fit. And I had to sort of squeeze the word happiness in. Technically, I think it's supposed to go sort of more square, so like that the H in happiness is supposed to go on the left hand side of the word choose, but I didn't want that because I wanted it to sort of nestle closer in around my photos and my clusters, so it all kind of looks a bit more cohesive. So I just sort of had to move the H over a little bit and the C, so I could kind of nestle the top of the H in happiness up in between the H and O in choose. So I just had to make that work. And of course I've got to stick the dot of my eye down, I don't forget that. And then I'm going to just finish off my embellishment clusters, pop up a few things onto some foam, and then I add a couple more of the black puffy kind of elements from the thicker sheet, because I just wanted to bring some more of that black in, because I didn't have it sort of anywhere else on the page. So I do bring a couple of crosses in as well to each of my clusters, which I think works. And then I've got my 3 phrase strips or phrase elements that I add into each of my clusters as well. So I'll stick those down. I pop most of them up on foam actually. And then I've still got to create my cluster in the top. What else to tell you? So there is a playlist for 30 Days of Sketches, and it will have a lot of videos on it. I can tell you that right now. If September's anything to go by, or Scraptember, we had a lot of videos in that series, and 30 Days of Sketches is a much bigger series than Scraptember is, so there is going to be a massive playlist. So definitely go and check it out if you like to be inspired by sketches. I love using sketches. Jess doesn't like them as much, which is really interesting. I just find them really a great stepping off point for my creativity. Jess is a little bit more structured in the way that she scraps with sketches, so she finds it really difficult to deviate from a sketch, whereas I don't find that at all. I'm just like, I use the sketch as sort of the basics of my inspiration, and then I go wherever kind of my creativity takes me, whereas Jess finds it much harder to do that when she's using a sketch. So not that she's not creative, but when she's using a sketch, she likes to kind of stick quite true to the sketch, whereas I'm not like that at all. And I love using sketches. I find that they make my layouts come together very quickly. So yeah, if you're anything like me and you love a sketch, go and join the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group, because this is round 10, which means there are at least 300 sketches up in those albums in 30 Days of Sketches, and there'll be slightly more than that because some of the months have 31 days, like October, and so there's actually 31 Days of Sketches. It just doesn't make sense to change the title of the series. And so yeah, definitely go and join the Facebook group, because the sketch inspiration is fabulous. And then people are allowed to post their takes on the sketches within the comments of the albums on the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. So one, it's good because everything's together. So if you like a particular sketch, you can then see how everyone else has kind of interpreted that sketch, which I love. So yeah, highly, highly recommend to go and join. Now, as I said, I'm just adding some of those plus signs or crosses onto my clusters, and then I'm going to do another doodly border, because I'm all about the doodly borders at the moment. This one I just do a single line, funnily enough, and add a bit of a squiggle on each edge. I don't know why I do that. I must have seen somebody do it, thought it looked cool. Probably Inky Quill, because I feel like she did doodly borders back before they were trendy. But anyway, yes, that's what I'm doing. And then I am going to add some splatters, not overboard in the splatters with this sketch, just a few of my navy Heidi Swap Colour Shine, and then I'll be finished. So everything will be linked in the description box down below. So go and check out the Facebook page and the playlist if sketches are your thing. Thank you for watching. I'm very on track to finish all 31 videos this month, which I'm super excited about. So stay tuned. There'll be another video up tomorrow. But looking forward to seeing you in our next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.